Elon Musk predicts that the apocalypse could come sooner than we think. Welcome everyone to the latest episode of the Tuyin Matt program. The most powerful man in the tech industry just made a shocking statement. Elon Musk declared that the apocalypse, foretold by the Bible thousands of years ago, is approaching. What made this rational billionaire issue such a terrifying warning out of the blue? Is this the final wake-up call for humanity? Or is this just another controversial conjecture from Silicon Valley's eccentric genius? Join me in uncovering the answer in today's video. To better understand, we must first explore the concept of the rapture in Christianity. For some beliefs, the rapture is a captivating and intense vision, where the souls of the departed and the living are reunited. This idea stems from the inspiration of ancient documents, originates from the Greek, in the first letter to the Thessalonians. This concept describes a supernatural reunion, transcending all boundaries of the earthly realm. Rapture. Most of the doctrines in Christianity originated from intense debates in the 1930s. Unlike traditional doctrines, the concept of the rapture has grown increasingly significant among conservative Christian communities in the U.S. The allure of this concept lies in its mystique, sparking the imagination and the promise of a sacred encounter, breaking free from the bonds of the Tran River. Moreover, it opens the path to union with God or serves as the gateway to eternal happiness in heaven. Debates about the rapture theory remain unresolved. One of the most notable perspectives is the pre-tribulation view. It means they believe the rapture will occur before the 7-year tribulation period. After that, Christ will return in glory and usher in a millennium of happiness, known as the Messianic Kingdom. This belief stems from John Nelson Darby's thorough analysis of the Bible in 1833. However, not everyone shares this perspective. In the evangelical Christian community, some believers support the pre-tribulation rapture viewpoint. Post-tribulation rapture. Some people interpret the passages in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 differently. It is believed that a sacred reunion will take place immediately after the second coming of Christ, instead of believing in a catastrophic phase that humanity is forced to confront. This reflects the diversity of Christian believers' perspectives on the issue, while also sparking lively debates. So what's Elon Musk's take on this controversial issue? In a recent interview with Babylon Bee, Elon Musk shared his views on the imminent event of Christ's second coming. But what truly interests many people is how Musk views Jesus as well as his religious beliefs. As the brilliant mind behind Tesla, Elon Musk did not hesitate when asked if he considered Jesus Christ his spiritual guide. Instead, he began to seriously discuss and compare his personal beliefs with the teachings of Jesus. He particularly emphasized the importance of forgiveness and the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Love your neighbor as yourself. It's interesting to see Musk appear cheerful and open when discussing the possibility of Jesus saving humanity. LL be saved, why wouldn't? Although baptized at a young age, Musk admits he has constantly pondered the existence of God. Though I don't consider myself overly devout, Musk frequently prays and always hopes for an opportunity to discuss these issues in greater depth. For Musk, these conversations hold not only personal significance but also immense importance for all of humanity. In an increasingly complex world, questions about the meaning of life grow more profound than ever. Faith and the connection to the spiritual world have always existed, profoundly influencing human life and society. Elon Musk constantly faces countless challenges, but he always recognized the profound value in conversations about religion and spirituality. He believes these discussions could become a beacon of hope, spread joy and connect hearts, no matter where they belong. Imagine a future where good news is no longer rare, but becomes the norm everyone expects. His optimism clearly reflects the belief that discussing ethics and spirituality is important. This is a shared achievement that transcends geographical boundaries and cultural differences. When it comes to the rapture or the apocalypse, this concept always evokes diverse perspectives and beliefs. In the KY to religious community, the focus of the discussion revolves around the question. Dispensation elite believes that the rapture will take true Christians straight to heaven, where the gates of heaven will open wide to welcome them. In 1912, Catholic scholar Walter Drum also expressed agreement with this viewpoint in the New Walter magazine. They examine the event described in the first letter to the Thessalonians, chapter 4, verses 1 through 17. It is a journey toward heaven, a sacred reunion with the Supreme Being amidst the eternal beauty of the celestial realm. However, the Anglican tradition encompasses a wide range of diverse perspectives. Theologians like Wright have offered a unique interpretation, suggesting that this is precisely the culmination of the event. Perhaps it's not heaven, but just some place right here on Earth. This perspective aligns with the concerns of religious groups and environmental protection communities. Emphasize the responsibility in managing and protecting our planet. This aims to focus on protecting and caring for our planet, instead of solely focusing on divine salvation in heaven. A commonly discussed issue is the timing of the rapture within the sequence of end-time events. Some people believe that clues about the timing of the rapture event can be found in the Bible passage Matthew chapter 24 verses 37 to 40. This place bears striking similarities to the event of Parousia, specifically the second coming of the Lord. This perspective describes a momentous event where believers will be taken up to heaven to meet the Lord. Some others argue that Matthew chapter 24 does not mention the church or the event of the rapture. They meticulously analyzed the differences between the biblical passage Matthew chapter 24 verses 37 to 40 and the first epistle to the Thessalonians 4:13-18. From then on, theologians uncovered significant differences, creating ample room for various scholars to continue researching and debating. In the first letter to the Thessalonians 4:15-17, the American Standard Version vividly portrays this event. This painting depicts the scene of the Lord descending from heaven, bearing sacred messages, with the voice of the archangel and the trumpet call of God. Those who have died in Christ will rise first, then those who are still alive. They will be caught up together in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air and will be with him forever. On the contrary, the passage Matthew chapter 24 verses 37 to 40 compares this event to the time of Noah. While people are busy with daily activities like eating, drinking, and organizing weddings, suddenly, something unexpected happened. Some people were taken away, while others were left behind. The difference between these two passages leads to various perspectives on the timing of the rapture event. Studies on the apocalypse have recorded diverse and conflicting perspectives. From amillennialism to postmillennialism, there are differing views on the timing of the rapture event. Some people believe that the rapture will occur at the same time as the return of Jesus Christ, as described in the Bible. This perspective holds that after the rapture event, there will be a 1,000-year period known as the millennium. The 1,000-year kingdom is the period when the world undergoes a profound spiritual transformation. One of the prominent views in the theology of the rapture is premillennialism, the period before the 1,000 years of peace. The place where believers await the rapture to occur before Jesus literally reigns over the earth for 1,000 years. According to premillennialism, there exists a perspective known as the pre-tribulation period. You must clearly distinguish the rapture from the second coming of Jesus, as these are two entirely different events. From this perspective, the rapture will occur before the 7-year tribulation period. The passage concludes with the glorious return of Christ, followed by the Messianic kingdom lasting 1,000 years. The origin of this doctrine stems from biblical analysis, especially from the research of John Nelson W. in 1833. Although the pre-tribulation perspective is currently the most widely accepted view among believers in the rapture, however, it still faces many challenges within the Protestant community. Some post-tribulationists believe that the rapture will occur after the tribulation period ends. The diversity of perspectives has contributed to enriching and deepening discussions about the apocalypse in Christianity. Returning to the primitive era of human society, belief in millenarianism, Chiliaism, was once a widely held faith. Based on the teachings of Earth, Chiliaism believes that it will take many centuries after the dead are resurrected, before the kingdom of Christ is present on this earth. Earth believes that the kingdom of God will manifest clearly and visibly on earth. This thought profoundly influenced many pioneering leaders of the church, such as Irenaeus. However, over time, differing theological perspectives gradually emerged, leading to the formation of two distinct schools of thought: the school of Antioch and the school of Alexandria. The perspective on the millennium, the 1,000-year reign of Christ, is often regarded as a symbolic representation. Instead of existing as an actual kingdom on earth, scholars such as Origen and Augustine, belonging to the Alexandrian school, believe that the millennium symbolized the period of Christ's reign from heaven. This metaphorical interpretation has prevailed for over a millennium. The interpretation of religious texts is becoming a mainstream trend. On the other hand, the Antiochian school leaned toward a literal interpretation of the scriptures. They believe the text should be understood directly, without overanalyzing its symbolic meanings. However, the Antiochian school did not strongly oppose the allegorical interpretation of the Alexandrian school. In the 12th century, anxiety about the future suddenly surged intensely. Jacquemin Fiore, the pioneering thinker, guided countless people in exploring biblical passages related to the apocalypse. The days ahead unfold in my mind like a vibrant, life-filled painting. Every moment is drenched in fresh hues, from the warm glow of dawn spilling over bustling streets to the violet-tinted sunsets melting into the horizon. Life pulses with a lively rhythm, promising beautiful experiences and unforgettable stories about to be written. He predicted the revival of Earth and the harmony when the Jewish people embrace a new faith. And a glorious era, named the Millennium, will unfold for humanity. His ideas spread throughout Europe and had a profound influence on the Catholic Church. However, the interpretation of biblical prophecy with a future-oriented focus has not yet gained widespread acceptance. In 1590, when Francisco Rivera, a Jesuit priest, offered fresh predictions that challenge conventional understanding. The convergence of the chosen ones. Rupture. This described event is set to occur just 45 days before the turbulent phase ends, in 17th century America. Rupture. Their faith depicts a vision where the faithful will be lifted from the earth and taken to heaven. Then, divine punishments rain down upon the planet, ushering in a glorious era, also known as the Millennium. These ideas are increasingly attracting the attention of many thinkers, including Robert Mayan and Nathaniel Holmes, John Brown, Thomas Vincent, Henry Danvers, and William Sewin. Rupture. However, it wasn't until the early 19th century that Edward Irving truly popularized it widely. Irving was born in 1792, a learned scholar with far-sighted vision who devoted great effort to in-depth research on the field of prophecy. In 1825, his contributions played a vital role in shaping and spreading the idea of breakthrough. He discovered a profound insight about the dual return of Christ. The first stage was a covert rupture event, occurring before Antigra emerged. A character often seen in Doomsday stories. Edward Muller, who accompanied Irving, contributed to refining this idea. Rupture is described as 3 consecutive lucky gatherings. First is the gathering of the chosen ones, representing the wise virgins who follow the Lord. Next comes the bountiful harvest season for the faithful blessed by Christ. Eventually, the wicked will gather and face their deserved punishment. Over time, the concept of rupture has been continuously refined and deepened, thanks to the contributions of many thinkers. From Jacquemin Fiore to Martha's Family, then to Edward Irving, and finally to Edward Muller. Each person contributes their own perspective, making the concept even more complex yet profoundly insightful. In modern understanding, rupture is the result of centuries of anthropological research, profound insight and prophetic vision. The work skillfully intertwines history, religion, and supernatural elements, weaving a captivating tale of human ambition and greatness. This is a promise of a future event that will uplift the faithful and pave the way for a profound transformation of the world. The belief in the pre-tribulation rapture is a key aspect of the Christian perspective on the future. Accordingly, before a harsh period, often referred to as the Great Tribulation, occurs, Jesus will gather all who believe in him. This period of Great Tribulation is predicted to last for 7 years. Then Jesus will return. This idea became popular in the 19th century, largely due to the teachings of John Nelson Darby. Fong Chow, a member of the Blymeyer Brethren in England, showed particular interest in this perspective, and it quickly spread to America. The teachings of Darby, along with the works of other leaders from the Plymouth Brethren movement, helped spread this belief. Discussions about these ideas have been regularly held at Bible conferences since 1878. Events like the Niagara Bible Conference played a significant role in spreading these concepts. Premillennialism is the belief that Jesus will return before the 1,000-year period of peace begins. And the pre-tribulation rapture believes that the righteous will be taken up to heaven to be with the Lord before the Great Tribulation begins. Many people, especially followers of churches such as Presbyterian, Baptist, or Congre Cassano, were drawn to these ideas. The spread of these beliefs was further reinforced by literary and biblical works, such as William Blackstone's Jesus is Coming. The work was widely distributed shortly after its publication in 1878. At the beginning of the 20th century, the Scofield Reference Bible was published, offering profound explanations of biblical concepts. The rapture occurs before the Great Tribulation and draws significant attention from many people. When flipping through the pages of history, we can trace the remnants of this concept back hundreds of years. The revelation of Pistodon of Rhyme, the Syrian. This ancient text describes the gathering of virtuous souls chosen by the Lord. Before the period of Great Tribulation occurred, scholars still debated the authenticity and interpretation of this passage. But its emergence brought a new, intriguing depth to discussions about pre-tribulation events. Moreover, similar ideas also appeared in works from the 18th and 19th centuries. As Morgan Edward wrote in his 1788 essay in Philadelphia, these works contributed to enriching the treasury of knowledge. The diversity of perspectives on the pre-tribulation rapture not only enriches the discussion but also adds historical depth to the topic. In 1812, a Catholic priest named Manuel Lacunza lived and worked. He completed a unique manuscript depicting the ultimate fate of the world. It's fascinating that Lacunza used the pen name Jean Josephat Ben Isa to remain anonymous while writing this work. The glory and majesty of the Messiah's advent. The passage mentions events that may occur before Jesus returns. Although Lacunza passed away in 1827, his works have stood the test of time, retaining their value to this day. Edward Irving, a Scottish minister, translated this work into English, helping to expand the book's influence. This translation plays a crucial role in spreading the belief that those who share the faith will be lifted beyond time. Before the terrible events occurred, also known as the pre-tribulation rapture viewpoint. By the 1970s, the ideas in Lacunza's work suddenly gained widespread attention due to the emergence of several popular books. The late Greek Planet Earth. These works have sparked the audience's interest in visions of the future, while also igniting lively discussions about the apocalypse. In 1995, the Lab B2 series by Tim LaHaye and Zendaya Jenkins was published, quickly gaining global acclaim and selling millions of copies. This book series marks a significant milestone in the history of the belief in the pre-tribulation rapture. The believers will be taken up to heaven before the Great Tribulation occurs on earth. Some scholars, such as Thomas Ice, suggest that similar ideas may appear in the early works of the pre-Christian sect. Demonstrate a sustained interest in this concept. Recently, Elon Musk surprised the world by suggesting that the rapture event might occur in the not-too-distant future. His unexpected remarks left many people bewildered and curious, sparking speculation about the consequences and the uncertainty surrounding this event. Musk's cryptic statements force us to re-examine our personal beliefs and courageously confront the unexplainable. Like solving a challenging puzzle together, we ponder the possible outcomes and how they might shape our lives. Another interpretation of the rapture event suggests that some believe it will not occur at the beginning or the end of the tribulation period, but precisely in the middle. Mid-tribulation. In this understanding, believers will have to endure severe trials during the early stages of the Great Tribulation. Grid tribulation. Where the wrath of God arises, they shall be brought before him. Supporters of this view often cite a passage from the book of Daniel, specifically chapter 7. There, a prophecy foretells a period of great trials for the followers of the Lord. This passage mentions a period called Thames and Hark-a-Tham, equivalent to 3.5 years. Abominable devastation. This perspective opens up an intriguing approach to contemplating the timing of the rapture event, especially when we analyze the complex prophecies in the book of Daniel. Although this perspective is not widely agreed upon, the details concerning how the prophetic events, the ability to connect with each other during the final phase of Doomsday research would certainly be fascinating. Imagine holding in your hands a mysterious detective novel, Where the Souls of the Virtuous. Right before meeting Lord Tai Lam, he would be led to an audience with the chaotic Milk Lord of the Tribulation region. This perspective goes beyond being merely an academic concept. It is a richly symbolic story, evoking a connection between ancient literary works and contemporary interpretations, while also carrying profound expectations. An important point in this perspective is the prophecy of the 70 weeks in the book of Daniel. An important milestone in the Middle Ages is regarded as the countdown to the climax of human history. In this prophetic flow of time, the journey will unfold through trials akin to the prelude of an epic. In a world engulfed in chaos, the forces of good and evil wage an unending, fierce battle. As each page of the story is turned, the era of immense hardship emerges as one of the most poignant and pivotal epic chapters. With the emergence of a villain who embodies an ideology opposing greed. This photo makes the night feel even more dense, yet amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope still flickers. The emergence of rapture is like a guiding light amid the final trials of the age. After the rapture, the final battle will begin, where the justice of the Lord will shine throughout the world, ushering in a new era. Everywhere, apocalyptic scenes of chaos emerged as ancient seals shattered after millennia, and the echoing sound of warning horns resounded across the land. And the wrath of God poured down like bowls of fury, heralding the eruption of cosmic war and the dawn of a new age. Selective conditional rapture believes that only the faithful followers, those who truly have a close relationship with God, will be taken up to heaven in the event of the rapture. The remaining people will have to endure an extremely difficult and challenging period. Supporters of this theory believe that only those with steadfast faith and a close bond with God will be welcomed into heaven. The remaining individuals will have to face harsh challenges, even ones that could be life-threatening. Some others believe that those who are not taken up in the rapture event still have a chance. Later on, or once the toughest phase has passed. Additionally, from the perspective of premillennialism, the rapture will occur after the tribulation period, when the Lord returns to establish the 1,000-year kingdom. Supporters of this view believe that the church will have to endure an extremely difficult period, and the rapture event will occur simultaneously with the Lord's return. Although views on the rapture may differ, they all stem from a shared belief. When the Lord returns, he will bring eternal victory to good and destroy all evil, and usher in a new era for humanity. What do you think about this issue? Remember to share this video in the comments section below. Thank you for watching the video until the end. See you next time.